So, Danny, first of all, let's start with part one, and I want us to look at the topic of music. Danny, what type of music do you enjoy listening to?
Well, I enjoy listening to Chinese motivational songs and bad love songs. For bad love songs, they captivated me because of their inspiring melodies and lyrics. That often portrays like beautiful pictures of a romantic couples, but ends in an unfortunate ways. On the other hand, for Chinese motivational songs, I think that they represent a relentless effort of high school Chinese students trying their best to attend to their dream universities.
Thank you. Wow, how interesting. Do you prefer live concerts or listening to music at home?
It depends on my mood. When I'm feeling positive, I usually hang out with friends to attend to the live concerts. It's because I love it, and while listening, I could have many chance to hang out with them, to listening to my favorite singers singing their latest and hot hit albums. However, when my emotion is kind of down, vibing tunes at home is kind of help me to unwind and to make me to re-energize.
Thank you so much. Can music help you concentrate while studying or working?
I think it varies from person to person, but for me, I think I like to listening to music because it helped me to concentrate to studying. For example, I love to listening to instrumental musics. They help me to boost my productivities in studying, helping me to enhance my concentrations.
Thank you very much. Moving on now, let's talk about shopping. Do you prefer shopping online or in physical stores?
Well, I prefer to shop at the store because of the low risk of counterfeit products.
Nice.
Also, by going shopping to physical store, it could be a perfect excuse for me to hang out with friends, to play, to have a wonderful time together.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. I agree. What was the last thing you bought?
If my memory serves me right, it was my Nike shoes, which I am currently brings on this marking test day.
Good.
I really love these shoes, not only because they are comfortable, but also they are flexible as a footwear. I can wear it daily in school.
Fantastic. Thank you. Are you someone that likes to plan their purchases, or are you an impulse buyer?
Well, I think it depends on the values of items I need to buy.
Yeah.
For bigger items like laptops or tablets, I prefer to have my purchases list because it would help me to stay within the budgets.
Yeah.
However, in terms of small, not important budgets, I usually have impulse buy sometimes.
Brilliant. Finally, for part one, let's talk about sports. Tell me, Danny, do you play any sports regularly?
Well, in the past, especially in high school, I usually play about 1 to 3 hours after school, playing basketball with my friends.
Nice.
However, nowadays I have bunch of university assignments deadlines to meet, and I barely have time to play it. But in the future, I hope that I will have more time to gain back my sportsmanship in basketball.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. What's the most popular sport in your country?
Let me think a little bit. Well, like in Vietnam, I think soccer is definitely the most enjoyed sport in my country. It's because it presents a great sportsmanship and unity, which I think fits to our traditional values, as people have to stick together to survive and promote their cultural experience, their cultural things. Also, I think that it also help you to maintain a good health conditions and social life better.
Brilliant. I agree. People here love football.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Danny, thank you so much. We will now move on to part 2, okay? In part 2, I will give you a question and you have 1 minute to prepare. So, if you're ready?
Yes.
Perfect. The question is, describe a journey you were looking forward to, but it was delayed. You should say, where did you plan to travel to? Why were you looking forward to it? Why did it have to be delayed? And how did you feel about the experience? Okay, Danny, that brings us to the end of the part 2, 1 minute. So, if you're happy, please could you describe a journey you were looking forward to, but it was delayed?
So I have experienced many delays. However, one of the worst was a trip to Hanoi to meet some of my gaming friends. I'm really hope that I could have more chance to hang out with them. So I booked these trips as the first opportunities for me to have a chance with them. So we have been playing games for like 4 years now, but we haven't got any chance to meet around. So I have imagined that we have when I arrive in Hanoi, we will have some amazing experience together, partying to exhaustions, and knowing each other more. Unfortunately, the flights that I booked was delayed due to some disruptions caused by some aerial services. I remember vividly that it was caused by the engines of the planes were broken, and also the fuel was exhausted. So this experience, I was very disappointed and frustrated because by the time I arrived in Hanoi, it was late and we had to reschedule our meeting to tomorrow. And from the experience, it let me feel that it was like a mix of impatience and hopes, as according to my plan, everything should went well, but the plan was interrupted in the last minute, so I was kind of feeling bored and feeling down at that delayed trips. And I hope that the aerial services should be more improved, so it could enhance the passenger experience more.
Fantastic. Thank you, Danny. That was excellent. I really enjoyed listening to your story there. Yeah? Well done. Now we will move on to part 3, and I want to continue with the theme of travelling. Danny, what are the main means of transport in your country?
Well, in Vietnam, I think motorcycles are the commonly used modes of transportation. It's because for some reasons. Firstly, I think that motorcycles, people find it comfortable for daily commutes, and it don't take much of the space, so we could avoid some concessions. Also, it is affordable for every Vietnamese household economy, which is compared to our means of transport. Yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. Do you think travelling was better in the past or now?
Well, I think traveling nowadays is far more better, convenient, comfortable, and affordable. And back then, in the past, with lacks of advanced convenience or amenities, traveling by that time was considered to be an adventure, time-consuming and kind of risky to make a trip.
Brilliant. Yes, thank you. Well done. Moving on now, let's talk about living in a foreign country. What are some of the advantages of living in a foreign country?
Well, I think one of the biggest advantages that living abroad brings is the access to like improving your language. So when you're studying abroad or you're living there, you have a chance to meet some international friends. So they could help you to enhance your language, which is better when you study in the classroom settings. Also, as the second benefits that I want to mention is about, let me think, it could enhance your personal growth because when you're traveling there, you have no acquaintance to near you, so you have to do all the things by yourself. You have like to find the budgeting accommodations to do all your cleaning or cooking. So it helps you to foster your personal growth.
Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you very much. Well done. What challenges might someone face when living in a foreign country?
Well, I think there are two biggest challenges that we must overcome. The first challenge is the language barriers.
Yes.
So we have to speak to different people.
Good.
Maybe we could speak to the local people or an international people from another countries. For example, one of my friends, when they live abroad, they told me that they have met tons of new friends. Some of them are native Australian people, but some of the others are the British people. So they find it's difficult to understand both of them because of their accents. So in order to overcome the language barriers, I think they need more time to acquaint to their accents in order to understand fluently.
Yeah.
Another difficulties that I think we usually encounter is the personal development too, as we have to face many options that we have to do it by our own self. Like we have to find the budgeting accommodations that fits our money, parent money.
Very
also, we have to take care of ourselves. It is very important because there's no one take care of us, so we have to take care of ourselves. If we don't overcome it, might feel a little bit of isolated.
Yes.
And we might feeling in a state of depressions.
Wow. Yes. But I think moving abroad overall is a positive experience, don't you? Well done. Well, Danny, that brings us to the end of the test today. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to meet you again in the future.
Thank you.
Excellent work. Well done. Thank you. So everyone, I hope you all enjoyed listening to Danny's sample speaking test there. I think you would agree with me, the way that he spoke was incredibly confident and natural. However, one thing that I loved when he started, when I asked him, how do you feel? He was honest before the start of the exam. He said, to be honest, I feel a little bit nervous. And this is a really good technique that you can use in your speaking exam. It psychologically helps you feel more at ease if you've got that out the way. But if you feel nervous, try to tell them, but end with a positive. To be honest, I feel a little bit nervous today, but I'm happy to be here. Moreover, one thing that blew me away was with the question in part 1, do you play any sports regularly? This answer was exceptional because he talked about the past, then the present, then the future. That's a great technique, and not many students can do it in part 1. There was a moment in the part 3 where Danny began to panic when we asked him about the challenges of moving to a foreign country. But he was able to just take a breather, just pause, and move on. If you're in the part 3 and you run out of ideas, a really good technique is first of all to be honest, but second of all, when you've given a small answer, stop speaking. You don't need to keep going and hesitating. That's it. Don't panic. So just give a short answer for a difficult question if you have no more ideas. Then stop and move on to the next question. Okay? Remember, in part 3, you are asked to speak for around 5 to 6 minutes. So if you give a short answer, don't panic. The examiner will ask you an extra question, perhaps one that you are more interested in. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your feedback for Danny in the comments down below. Hit like and subscribe also. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.